Alright, so now this is the next video of our Persian and Mongol game, and we're just going to play turn 1. Ian rolled a 5 and a 3 for his pip dice, and there's no weather, and so the first step he's got to do is allocate those command dice to commands.
Yes. Now, I have 2 commands, one of which has more troops than the other, so the obvious answer in this case is to put the larger number with the larger command, and the smaller number with the smaller command.
So you're going to give 5 to that side and 3 to that side?
That's correct.
Okay.
Now, we begin by seeing how far we can move.
Now, if it helps, Anne, I have this wonderful marker for how far you can shoot.
Ah, beautiful.
So Anne's shot and bow both shoot 200 or 240 paces.
And how far do your horses move, Stuart?
250 paces. So further than you can shoot.
Further than I can shoot, which means I'm going to have to risk getting hit to get a shot in. And because of that, I'm simply going to move up to the line of which they can shoot. And you'll be pleased to know, Stuart, they are just the front row on the line. Now that cost me 1 pip to do that movement.
Yep.
So my 5 now goes down to a 4. I do the same over here. I'm now down to 3. I'm going to move my archers forward as well for the same amount. That leaves me with 2 more.
Now, because Anne's moved his archers but left his general behind, he split that group. So for him to now move his general, that'll cost him 3, but the general is got a freebie.
So it brings it down to a cost of 2.
2 if he wants to do that, or they can stay still.
But in this case, I'm going to move them. However, I'm simply going to wheel them, not going very far. They're only going out around like so, leaving a gap so that if these are recoiled, they don't hit.
Okay.
And now that's all my pips used for this command. Coming over to the other side where I have 3 pips, I'm going to move my skirmishers forward. Now I believe, do they move 120, Stuart?
No, 150.
150.
So that's the shooting distance.
We're going to move them up once again into line with the shooting distance.
There's your 150.
And then line up like so.
And there's your cavalry.
Beautiful, thank you. And now these cavalry can ride through skirmishers.
They can pass through. Anyone can pass through skirmishers.
However, at this point in time, I think I might actually make them wait till the next turn. Now I've used 1 pip, I've got 2 left. I'm going to use 1 to move this little group a little bit closer over here so it can defend my artillery later in the game.
Now,
I have 1 left over pip and I don't need it this turn.
you can move your horde again if you like.
I could.
Because if Ian is outside 36 centimetres or 300 paces, you can do march moves. Okay? If you're within 36 centimetres,
You can only move once.
yes, and they're called tactical moves.
Right, now it is your turn to roll, Stuart.
Nope, shooting.
Oh, good point. I am
Don't
just
do
in
yourself.
And now we shall start on this side and progress our way across.
So the person whose turn it is chooses the shooting, and that's quite a powerful tool depending on which way the elements bounce back and what you can kill. So you'll start over this side.
I'm going to be starting over on this side.
So bowmen against cavalry are 4,
Bowmen against cavalry are 4.
light horse are 2, but you have a helper behind you. So I am down to 1, so you are 4 versus 1. So I rolled a 2.
I have rolled a 5.
That I am 2 plus 1 is 3, and I am a superior light horseman, so I go to 4, and you go to
9.
9.
Now,
Light horse don't die to shooting, but they do flee. So I'll recoil, turn around, and
you move your maximum distance.
I move my maximum distance back to here, and I can move through those people.
Now, at this point in time, my strategy is to chase his horses off the table, but we shall see how we go. Alright, now, next we have the same factors again on the next
Okay,
horse.
so you are 4, I am 2, you have a helper, I am down to 1. So I rolled a 3, so I'm up to 4, superior, up to 5, and you are
9.
So again, recoil and turn around, and I run away, and I end up back here.
Now, continuing to move across, we next have our shot against this horse over here, which is a light horse again, is it?
It is. So infantry against shot against light horse are 2.
Yes.
I'm 2, but I'm down to 1. So you are 2.
2 to 1. I have rolled a 5. Stuart has rolled a 3. It's a recoil.
Nope. Flee again. Light horse do a lot of fleeing. Next one.
Next one, same factors again.
2 to 1. Oh, and I know where he'll end up.
I have rolled another 5.
Okay.
And now we skip one horse because my troops do not line up with him. They instead line up with this second horse here. And the factors continue at the same.
2 to 1.
I've rolled a 4. Stuart has rolled a 4.
And again, they flee.
And then we have the same again. 6 to 3. Another flee.
Whilst they don't die from shooting, they do a lot of running away.
Right. Now, we have a shot here.
This
onto
one?
this horse.
Now, skirmishes against light horse are 2, and the light horse is 2. So it's
2 to 2. So I rolled a 6, and Stuart has rolled a 3, which means he is once again off and fleeing. We then have the next lining up here.
This one?
Yep.
Now, this one's strange because there's 2 skirmishers. This skirmisher is equidistant with this element and this element. Because it's Ian's turn, he can choose which ones, they have to shoot their closest, and he can choose which ones shoot. So if he chooses either one in this circumstance, he can choose to shoot 2 at one or 1 at each.
Now, in this instance, I'm only going to choose to shoot 1 at each.
So this
and
one
we're
will
starting off with this person in the white coat.
2 to 2. I rolled a 3.
I've rolled a 1. So that is a stick.
I just ignore the shooting. For this one here,
We will have
2 to 2.
blue, 2 to 2, 4 to 4.
Stick, nothing.
Now, final one. And again,
2 to 2. And that is a flee. So he'll recoil, turn around, and run along my way.
alright, now that is the end of the shooting. And that is the end of my turn.
So now it's my turn. Now the reason why Ian's artillery, the back doesn't shoot, is because it only shoots in my turn. So it'll shoot during the next phase. So I've rolled a 6, a 5 and a 1. So I will give the 1 to the first command, a 6 to this side command, and a 5 to the other flank. Now, I was talking about march moving before. It's particularly useful for light horse, even though they run away a lot. And what my light horse are going to do is go 1, mindful that this is the first turn, 2, and we're going to stay outside the 36 centimetres, 3, I'll come round,
Move right to the edge of the frame of the board. He's
4,
attempting to come in to flank me.
4, and we'll stay outside the 36, 4,
Right, so
and then expand for 5. Now we understand you probably can't see it on the edge of the table, but
He has ended up in the far corner of the board.
We'll take a photo and we'll put it up. So that's 5 command points, and in the first turn, I've managed to get onto the edge of a flank. Now that's 5.
And that leaves you with 1, and your general is
1.
3.
Yep. So it's 1. Got to measure from the back edge. That's my last one, and my general is 3. Here we go.
Right.
Now the middle one is a 1. So I'll turn all these fellows around and come back and move my free one. And for the 5, because Ian's moved within shooting range, that's within my charge range.
That's right.
So I'm going to go 1,
Contact.
2, 3. Whoops. 3.
I think, Stuart, that one you just moved was actually from your other corner.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, I know where he is. 3.
He should be in line with my house.
He is. 3. 4. And I've got the freebie, so then I'll go 3.
Right.
So that's the end of my movement, and now we do shooting.
Now, as it's your turn, Stuart, you get to choose where shooting begins.
And I think there's these two shooting at this light horse.
I believe
Okay.
that might be my only shot. Now, they would also have the support of the artillery.
But you can only have 2 helpers, so you've got
One,
the closest one is always the shooter, and he's got a helper behind him,
and a help
and
on the
this
side.
fella. Absolutely. So that works out to be 2 versus nothing. I've rolled a 5.
And I've rolled a 1.
So for a change, nothing has happened. Now, because Ian goes to 3, and I go to 5, and I've beaten him by 2, light horse are a type. Not all types have it, who can move forward, so I can press forward.
And take the advantage of my missed shot.
Now, Ian's gun can ignore light horse and skirmishers beyond 200 paces. The 200 pace rule there, stick them in front of your gun.
200 paces.
Or 300, I can't remember, I'm sure that's right. But it's I'm much further away than I should be. So he can actually ignore me, and he can see my general all the way down here. So he's going to shoot through that light horse.
And I do have a shot just on that right corner.
This one here and that one there.
Yep.
You can draw 2 lines, and you can. So he's going to shoot at my general, and you are a 3.
And what is your general, Stuart?
I am 3, and I'm a general. I get an extra for being a general and shot at. So I'm a 4. You're
So
a 3.
3 to 4, advantage Stuart's way. Stuart has rolled a 2, I have rolled a 4.
Now we look at the table and find out what happens when my cavalry lose to artillery. And I think nothing, just a recoil, and so my general goes back here. So that leaves us, there's no other shooting that's in range.
No.
So that leaves us with the combats.
Close combat.
And we have 2 combats here. This skirmisher. Now,
One of them is overlapped.
one skirmisher's overlap, but my light horseman's overlap. Now the importance of overlapping is it's a -1 on your opponent. So the factors here are 2 to 2. I'm overlapping him, so it's 2 to 1, and I will start with the one I have the advantage for.
Absolutely.
So we'll roll the dice.
May I have a dice? Thank you. Stuart has rolled a 4, and I have rolled a 2.
So I go to 6.
And I go to 3. Stuart has doubled me.
Not only no, you're superior, so you go to 4, but skirmishers die to cavalry, and so Ian takes him.
We have the first blood of the game.
Now we have this one here. We're each 2. Ian has an overlap, so he's 1, but I have an overlap, so I'm 1. So it's 1
1
to 1.
Stu has rolled a 4, and I have rolled a 4.
So that's a stick,
Nothing.
and nothing happens. And that's the end of the first turn.